On a cold winter night, the tranquility of John's mansion was shattered by a desperate scream. Clara, with malicious intentions, advanced on John, and only Bella was there to defend her owner. What happened next was unimaginable. A fight for life and justice that no one could have predicted. Thus began the story of loyalty and betrayal, making everyone question how far a dog's true love for its owner can go. John was a middle-aged man, marked by the physical and emotional scars left by years of military service. After retiring, he found peace on his secluded farm in the heart of Texas. There, the vast green fields and tranquil silence provided the refuge he so desperately sought. John had always been an animal lover, and Bella, his German shepherd, was his constant companion. They shared a bond that transcended verbal communication, understanding each other perfectly with just a look. John, a war veteran, found peace on his farm in the heart of Texas, where vast green fields stretched as far as the eye could see. After a tragic car accident took his wife's life and left him paralyzed, his peaceful life changed drastically. Confined to a wheelchair, John was admitted to a hospital for rehabilitation, where he faced the challenge of finding a new way to live. During his rehabilitation, John met Clara, a young and beautiful physical therapist. Clara seemed like an angel sent to help him. Her attention and care helped John regain his strength and will to live. After being discharged, Clara continued to care for John at home. She was affectionate and always had words of encouragement. Over time, John fell in love with Clara and eventually proposed to her. Clara accepted, and they married quickly, bringing new hope to John's heart. At first, Clara seemed like the perfect companion, filling the house with laughter and energy. However, as time passed, her true nature began to show. Clara became increasingly cold and distant, treating John with disdain and impatience. Bella, John's loyal German shepherd, noticed the changes and began to watch Clara with suspicion. Whenever Clara approached John, Bella would growl softly, ready to protect him. Now dependent on Clara for many of his daily needs, John tried to understand what had happened to the loving woman he had met in the hospital. He noticed the growing hostility between Clara and Bella, but couldn't imagine the true extent of Clara's dark intentions. His mental health began to deteriorate, fueled by the constant tension and isolation imposed by Clara, who kept him away from friends and family. Tensions escalated when Clara began to strictly control John's schedule and activities. She prevented visits from old friends, claiming John needed rest and tranquility. Bella, always by John's side, became increasingly protective, never letting Clara out of her sight. Bella's loyalty was a constant source of comfort for John, who felt his life slipping away. The living room turned into a battlefield. Clara, with eyes blazing with anger, wielded a heavy bronze statuette, trying to strike John. Bella, with all her protective instincts on high alert, stood between Clara and John, growling fiercely. Bella's barks echoed through the mansion, a clear warning that she was ready to fight to the end. Clara tried several times to push Bella away, but the dog was agile and determined. In a swift move, Clara managed to graze Bella, causing her to retreat momentarily. Seizing the opportunity, Clara advanced on John, who was now completely vulnerable. John's heart raced as he futilely tried to move his chair to escape. Despite the blow, Bella didn't give up. With an impressive leap, she lunged at Clara, knocking her to the ground. Clara screamed in surprise and pain, struggling to free herself from Bella, who held her leg firmly with her teeth. The fight was intense, and the room was in chaos with overturned furniture and scattered objects. While Bella held Clara, John desperately tried to reach his phone to call for help. His trembling fingers finally managed to dial the police. "Please, come quickly. My wife is trying to kill me," he shouted, his voice full of despair. The minutes felt like eternity as John waited for the police to arrive. Bella continued to fight bravely, preventing Clara from getting up and attacking again. Clara, seeing she was losing the battle, made one last desperate attempt to free herself from Bella. She grabbed a piece of broken glass on the floor and tried to strike the dog, but Bella was faster, dodging and maintaining her grip. Finally, The sound of police sirens could be heard in the distance. The officers burst into the house, finding Clara on the floor, exhausted and defeated, and Bella, still firm in her defensive position. Clara was quickly handcuffed and taken away, while John, with tears in his eyes, thanked the officers and, most importantly, his loyal companion. As Clara was taken away by the police, John tried to process everything that had happened. He looked at Bella, who was panting but unharmed, and felt a wave of gratitude and love for his faithful dog. But the night still held one last surprise. One of the officers, while investigating the house, found a set of documents hidden in Clara's room. These documents revealed a detailed plan to take over John's fortune, including money transfers and contacts with suspicious individuals. Clara wasn't acting alone. She was involved with a criminal group targeting wealthy and vulnerable elderly people. The officers informed John of the discovery, and he was shocked. Clara's betrayal was even deeper than he had imagined. Besides trying to kill him, she was linked to a network of criminals planning to steal everything he had. John felt a mix of relief at being safe and anger at the betrayal he had suffered. With Clara now in custody and the police aware of the full extent of her plan, John began to receive frequent visits from investigators. During these visits, he shared details of his life with Clara and all the changes he had noticed in her after their marriage. Each detail helped the police build a solid case against Clara and her network of accomplices. Amid this turmoil, Bella became a local celebrity. The story of how she saved John spread quickly, and neighbors and townspeople began visiting the mansion to see the canine heroine. Bella received affection and gifts from everyone, and John felt immense pride in his loyal companion. Despite all the attention and support, John still faced challenges. His paralysis made it difficult to deal with the stress and demands of the legal process. Fortunately, with the help of friends and the community, he was able to hire a good lawyer and a dedicated caregiver to help him with daily tasks. The trial against Clara and her accomplices was long and exhausting, but each passing day, John felt strengthened by Bella's presence and the community's support. The truth finally came to light, and Clara was sentenced to a long prison term, along with her criminal partners. With Clara's threat finally gone, John could start rebuilding his life. Tranquility returned to the mansion, and he spent more time with Bella, reciprocating all the love and loyalty she had always shown. The days were filled with long walks in the fields, playtime, and lots of companionship. The community, impressed by Bella's courage and John's resilience, organized a special tribute for them. During the ceremony, John was presented with a commemorative plaque, and Bella received a bravery medal. The tears of emotion in John's eyes and Bella's excitement at receiving so much affection and applause were unforgettable moments. Looking at the crowd, John felt deep gratitude. He reflected on how, even in the darkest situations, true loyalty and love can shine brightly. He knew he would never be alone, as he always had Bella by his side, his faithful protector and friend. The story of John and Bella teaches us that true loyalty and love come from where we least expect it. In a world where people can be deceitful and greedy, the purity of an animal's love is a powerful reminder that goodness still exists. May we all learn to value the small demonstrations of loyalty and affection in our lives, recognizing that these gestures have the power to save us in our darkest moments. And never forget, the kindness we offer to others always finds a way to return to us, often in surprising and inspiring ways. Share this story, be inspired by Bella's courage and John's resilience, and remember that no matter how dark the night may seem, there is always a light of hope waiting to shine.